All right, y'all, I figure it's time for me to bring you guys up to speed. So, we are about to move back to Las Vegas. I know every time I tell somebody else, they're like, man, didn't you just move? Yes, we did. And it's kind of an interesting series of events that is going to take me a while to sit and meditate on this. Once this is all behind me and I'm able to look back on it and piece everything together, I'll have a much bigger, broader understanding of why the universe lined things up the way that it did and what I learned from it. And I will be using what I learned from it to help other people who are navigating challenges through their life. So for those of you who have been following me for a while, you remember that at the end of 2021, into the beginning of 2022, I started feeling the urge to expand my career, to just branch out and do more. I just didn't know what to do. So I spent all of 2022 trying new things, And finally, you all know, at the end of 2022 is when I ended up connecting with David, the Leo King, and asked him if he would like to collaborate. And he said yes. So I figured, okay, well, we'll move here to Southern California. And I didn't know, though, that for whatever reason, I'm not 100% sure what the reason is, since day one, the universe has been fighting against me. Since day one. When I say day one, I mean from the minute the movers showed up to our house in Las Vegas to move us to California, everything started going wrong. Everything. Now, I'm no stranger to some challenges and obstacles here and there. That's fine. It's mandatory in life. But the minute the movers showed up to Vegas, they misquoted us by $8,000. We had to leave half our shit behind, right? The minute I crossed the California border, the clutch went to the floor and the transmission went out in my Camaro, leaving me, my daughter, and my cat stranded in the middle of the desert with no cell service. We get finally to the house late at night, and the movers call us and tell us they're not going to be showing up to bring our stuff. So we had to rent a hotel room because we couldn't even. And that's just the first little sprinkle. That's pretty much been this whole year. I mean, challenge after challenge after challenge after obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. Every single time we turn around, the universe is putting a straight up roadblock. One step forward, two steps back. One step forward, two steps back. It has been a battle the whole time we've been here in Southern California. And I've been so torn this whole time because I have been presented with some really, really amazing opportunities. And I've been so torn. And this whole time, my wife Leah has been asking me, how long are you going to let this continue? And I would tell her, until a new door opens. Straight up, until a new door opens. Until I feel guided in a different direction, or until a new door opens. And finally, I want to say it was at the beginning of May, somewhere around the end of April, beginning of May. I think it was the first week of May. She finally said, I'm ready to just leave on out of here and just bounce on out. We signed a 2-year lease. And I said, and go where? She said, back to Vegas. I want to go back to Vegas. And finally I said, okay, I'll tell you what. You find a house you like, apply for it, and if that door opens, we'll go. Fuck it. I didn't think it was going to happen. Because trying to apply for a house here in Southern California was almost impossible. We must have applied for 30, 40, 50 houses. And we kept getting turned down left and right and left and right and left and right and left and right. Finally, we did what I always tell everybody not to do. And we kicked a door down. We pushed and pursued and pushed and pursued this one landlord and pushed and pushed and pushed. And we forced that door open. And the universe showed us real quick why that door wasn't opening. So that's why I told her, I said, you find a house you like. If the universe opens that door, we'll go. We'll have to walk out on this lease. Might screw up our credit. We'll go ahead and go. And we didn't even wait a full week. It was like 2 days, 2 or 3 days. We were approved immediately. We notified our landlord and told the landlord, look, sorry, but we're going to be vacating the premises and breaking this lease. And the landlord said that they would let us walk away from the lease and give us our deposit back. Whoa, what? What in the world? So, obviously, I'm supposed to fucking be in Las Vegas. Obviously. And like I said, I made the decision to turn and walk away from several of the things that I was working on here in California, some of the opportunities that were being presented to me. Because after a certain point, you have to pay attention to what the universe is telling you. And the universe was not wanting to open the door to let me come here. And that door swung open with the quickness, and everything has been lining up to push us out the door and get back to Vegas. So that's why I've had a lot of stuff going on. Like, that's the reason why when I did that little trial run for the coaching calls, I made it very short and very brief, only open for a few days. Because now we got our house to pack up and fix up and clean up, because we're getting out of here. The house is available June 1st. So, yeah, that's a very, very interesting chapter in my journey so far. And I'm still torn. Like I said, I'm not sure just yet. It's going to take probably somewhere in the ballpark of 6 to 8 months for me to be able to look back and realize one of two things. Either this was never supposed to be a part of my path, period. Or, and what I'm kind of leaning towards is that this was a part of my path, but my assignment here in California was very strictly temporary. Very strictly. Very strictly. If the universe let me get comfortable and let my family get comfortable here in California, we wouldn't be going nowhere. We'd be planting roots and settling down, and we wouldn't be going nowhere. I did have lots of visions and lots of premonitions in the year or so leading up to us moving here that I watched unfold and manifest into reality. That's why I'm kind of leaning towards, I think I did have an assignment here. I'm not sure what it was yet. I'm trusting that I completed my assignment successfully. These are the things that you don't really know until later on down the line looking back. So right now, I'm still in that place, you know, that I always coach all my clients. When you're in a position like this, immediately connect to the future version of you and look back on this in the past tense. So that's where I'm at right now. Okay? Remember, you are the only being in this entire universe who is capable of assigning a meaning to the things that happen to you in your life. You're the only one that gets to do that. And I'm in the middle of that right now. I'm in the middle of allowing things to unfold so that I can assign this experience a meaning. Because I'm the only one that gets to decide why this happened. It doesn't matter if there's a million people casting judgment on why all this happened. That ain't nothing but a million farts in the fucking wind without my permission. And that's the way this works. So I'm letting you all in on this so that you can see that the things that I teach, the things that I explain, I'm walking that path too. I'm on the path right along with you. So, in my personal opinion, anybody out there who's teaching anything, who's not on the path doing the fucking thing that they're teaching, has no business teaching it. So that's where we're at right now. And to be 100% honest with you, I am so fucking glad. Do you know how hard it was for me to uproot and leave Las Vegas and come here? It was one of the hardest things I ever made myself do. My heart planted roots in Vegas. I mean, I felt like I left the biggest piece of my heart behind in Las Vegas. I've never felt that before, ever. You know how many places I've moved to and towns and cities that I've lived in? I have never felt the feeling of being at home, ever, like I did when we moved to Vegas. And at first, I didn't really like it. That was the funny thing. Some of you may remember that. I didn't like it at first. Took about 8 months to a year before my heart started growing roots in Vegas. And now that's just my home. That's just straight up my home, dude. And me and Leah both burst into tears of joy when we found out that not only was the universe going to let that door open, but there is a force pushing us through that door to get back to Las Vegas. So anyway, yeah, that's where my journey is taking me now. Why? I don't know. I can't wait for the day that the universe finally shows me why all this went down the way that it went down. It'll happen eventually. Right now, I'm still kind of up in the air like, damn, universe, what the fuck was the point of all this? But that is a totally normal, natural part of the path. That is a natural, normal part of the manifestation path in developing your own personal relationship with the universe. So, yeah, man, we're headed back home, dude. Back home. I can't wait. Oh, my God. This is going to be our last week in Southern California. Probably going to be the longest week of my life. So, anyway, I just wanted to fill y'all in on that. As time passes and things start unfolding and making more sense as time rolls on, I'll be integrating this wisdom from this experience into my teachings and my coaching and whatnot. So, all right, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Stay blessed.